Are we on? Are we on? Hello, test,
Are
test.
we on? Are
Yes.
we on?
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Heather here, and it is time for another live stream YouTube coaching weekly video podcast session. I will come up with a name soon, but for now, this is what it is. So, hi, hello, thanks for being here. And today, what I wanted to talk about was kind of addressing a slump that if you have not felt yet, you will feel because it is inevitable on any creative endeavor. So I kind of wanted to talk about, what that feels like if you haven't felt that yet, how to prepare for it, and not how to prevent it, because I really do feel like it's part of the journey, but how to get through it so that you don't just quit. Um, I can tell you from my own personal journey, I have hit this slump pretty much every month is when I kind of feel like, what am I doing? Like, no one's watching. What's the point of this? And that's not just with this channel, but also with my vlog channel, which I started in April 2016. So I kind of wanted to talk about that today. But if you are catching the replay, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Have you felt demotivated when it comes to your YouTube channel? Have you felt at any point, like, for whatever reason, maybe you should stop. Maybe you're not feeling it. Just go ahead and let me know your thoughts on these kinds of feelings in the comments, because I guarantee you're probably not alone. So yeah. All right, so let's jump into it. The reason why I actually chose this topic is because this week I was feeling slumpy, and I was like, you know what? One of the things that I really pride myself on is being on this journey with you. Okay. Like, my goal in life is to help people share their stories and spark their potential using digital media, specifically with YouTube. But I'm doing that because I'm also doing that with my own personal story through my vlogs and through my business and through this whole lifestyle of mine. And I really pride myself in being authentic and kind of showing you, hey, I am a YouTube coach and consultant. I'm here to help you, but I'm also on the journey too, because I think it's an ongoing one. I think, again, it's a creative endeavor and there's always ways to improve and to change things up and to evolve and stuff like that. But because this week I was kind of feeling like, you know, uh, I was on Instagram when I was feeling this way, and one of my heroes, Gary V, which this guy wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if not for him. He was really the guy who kind of kicked me in the butt to actually pick up the camera and do something about it. But he posted something that said, "Are you burnt out or are you just bored?" And I love that, because I think every creator, especially YouTube creators, there's gonna be a feeling of burnout. But I think, especially if you're still trying to feel for that rhythm on your channel, like, you haven't just quite hit the stride, maybe the audience isn't picked up yet. um I think it's easy to feel like everything is pointless. But that's why I think it's important that when you are starting or creating a YouTube channel, it really has to be around a topic that the topic itself and the idea of creating itself is the thing that gives you life, right? Because if you start relying on external factors, like, it's very obviously that's the goal, I think that's part of the package, but you're also putting so much weight on factors that you can't directly control. Whereas, if you have fun making videos anyway, if you have fun talking about whatever it is that you're talking about, like that, it's going to be easy for you to keep going, and so when you feel burnt out, I think, that hearing that and kind of evaluating it that way, one, takes away the feeling of guilt, of, like, those, like, emotional ties to feeling burnt out, like, as if you're not good enough, or as if, like, there's something wrong with you, or just being so hard on yourself. I don't think that you should be hard on yourself, because I think this is just part of the process. But also looking at it like, okay, what can you do to keep it exciting, to even though you can talk about your topic forever and forever, but, like, is there something that you can do to kind of re-energize your journey, take things up a notch, take things to the next level. Obviously, it would be great if we got 1,000 subscribers overnight. Like, you could say that is motivating, but also, it's like, I can't help you if your goal is your primary goal is to just get the fame and fortune, because I don't think that's a healthy way to do this. I really think it should be about the message and your story. So things that you can do to kind of re-energize are try something new. Everything from technique to format to storytelling to taking another angle to switching your studio to, anything new that you can kind of just like, let's try a different approach, makes it so that, just the idea of doing something new makes it exciting for you as the creator, right? You can even get a new piece of equipment. That's always exciting to see how it levels up your process and how your content is different as a result. You can challenge yourself in some way. I don't recommend this to everybody, but like daily vlogging, I absolutely loved. Like, that always kicked my butt into gear. Just like, that pressure really made me come up with some of my best content that I've ever created. So that's definitely something I recommend. But the other thing I would do is, find inspiration. So if you have your favorite creators that you like to watch, actively try to watch their content, not as a consumer, a viewer, or subscriber, but as a creator. Like, what is it about this content? What is it about this creator style, angle, production value? Like, what is it about their content that you really enjoy? And is there a way that you can kind of fold in those similar techniques into what you're trying to create on your channel? I remember when I was, my first year of vlogging, whenever I was just feeling kind of tapped out, I would just watch a Casey Neistat video, and like, I couldn't even get through the video because I was so excited. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to try that. I can't wait to do a time lapse like he does. I can't wait to put the camera here or like play with audio, because everything is all the sounds are like so loud in his videos. The way that he does transitions and stuff, like, it is inspiring, right? It kind of makes you look at your own process in a new light. So I think those are some very practical things that you can kind of do to get yourself out of, or not really get yourself out of it, but to push a snowball downhill so that the momentum comes back, right? Like, you just need to take that first step. So building momentum. Once you create something, like, I find this for sure, once you create something, once you get moving, once you get started, everything else comes easier. I think the very act of creating is an inspiring thing. Like, you end up, I think you start to put yourself in an environment and a mindset of being a lot more creative, so that it's easier to come up with ideas. I think you're more willing to come up with ideas, willing to try new ideas, stuff like that. The other thing I'll say is that the creative journey of building a YouTube channel, whether it's for your business or your personal brand, it's not a destination. It's not something that you kind of just arrive at, or something that you're born with. It's not something that's like you either have it or you don't. What I found the hard way, or I guess, just by being on this journey, is that it's a lifestyle. It's kind of it's a way of life. Like, saying that you're a YouTuber is, I always found funny and ironic, because it's just a self-proclaimed label, right? Like, anybody, there's no like, anybody could pick up a camera and start a channel. But whether you continue to create and consistently upload and bring that channel to life is 100% like in your power to do. And I truly believe that if you want to make this happen, it's just a matter of going down the path. That's it. It's not a matter of like, are you good enough or not? Is your content interesting or not? I think there's enough people on YouTube. I think there's, and that's only growing. I think that diversity in content and more creative content and content from various different types of people from all walks of life, I think everyone has a story worth sharing. And I think that, we can get strategic about it. And I think you should. I think at some point there is that aspect of like, everyone has a story worth sharing, sure, but like, what are the growth tactics? What are the things that we can actually evaluate and implement to take things a step forward? But I do think that, if you are willing to make it happen, then you just have to do it. Like, it's that simple. And I just wanted to re-emphasize that, because I think, like, even for me, sometimes I'm like, I'm not, like, no one cares, like, why am I doing this? But I love doing it. That's the reason why I am doing it. Because I absolutely love it. And, getting to the point where I am at now, I would have loved to be at this point when I first started, and I would not be at this point if I did not just go and I didn't just create and I didn't just, focus on sharing the content that only I can create. Right. So if you're feeling kind of discouraged, just remember that, like, if YouTube is a serious part of either your life or your business, then it's just a matter of consistently building the channel. I know I just uploaded a video this week about YouTube analytics, and we could talk tactics and all of those things about, like, what data can we start to gather to see how we can take things up a notch. But again, like, it's just a matter of taking that step forward. Maybe you need a breath of fresh air. Maybe you need a different angle. Maybe you kind of just need to take a step to the left to see things in a different light. And maybe that's enough to kind of kick the momentum and have you keep going. But, there's so many times on my channel where I upload a video, I don't think anyone cares. 300,000 views later, it's the most popular video on my channel, and that's happened multiple times. That's the thing with YouTube, is that you don't necessarily know when the views are going to come, because so many of the videos that people search for, or the videos that end up being suggested by YouTube, are old. Like, I have videos years old, months old, that are getting just discovered today. So, it's hard when you're just starting out, you're small YouTube creator, you're just getting started, and it feels like no one's watching. But again, that's why it really has to be about your content. You are passionate about the content that you're creating on your channel, the people that will benefit, the people that you're creating your channel for will eventually find you, and that potential and possibility that you can provide to them. That's what it should be about. So yeah, like, just emphasizing the act of creating is the thing that should be keeping you going, right? It's the fact that you're sharing your story, you are creating content that only you can create. That should, I really believe, should be like the primary thing. And then if you're excited about it, like, that's the biggest thing. This week I was like, okay, what can I do to get to actually, like, be excited about the content that I'm creating? I think especially, like, if you are kind of just in this routine, like, at least I'll speak for myself. I was in this routine of just like, what are the top questions that people have about YouTube? And, like, how, do I have that video in my library already? And if I don't, then I need to create it. But, how can I still add the element of excitement for me as a creator? Because if I'm having fun and if I'm doing it in the way that I'm actually excited about it, that's the thing that's going to set it apart. And that even goes for my vlog channel, which I haven't been vlogging lately, but I think it's because I don't know, I just felt like, okay, I'll try to make a video, and then I don't make a video, and I pick up the camera and then I don't end up recording anything, or, it's just easy for me to be like, I don't know. But maybe I have the benefit of having been on this journey for a couple years, that I know what it feels like to be in the zone and what it feels like to not be in that zone. And it's very clear to me when I'm not in that zone. and I know what I can do to get back in there. And some of those things are what I mentioned before. Just trying something new, just trying to challenge yourself. I have been very tempted to get back into doing a daily vlog challenge, things like that, just to kind of, like inject the spirit back into what I'm doing. So yeah, like I think just not being so hard on yourself. It's hard with YouTube, I think, because it gets grouped into social media. It's so easy to think of YouTube just like Facebook and Instagram, and people think that, okay, when you post a video, that's when your views are going to come, right? Just the first week, let's say. And if you don't hit, 500 views or whatever, then it was a flop. But, I could tell you for sure, again, you don't know when those views are going to come. And you only help your channel overall and all of the videos that you've made if you stay consistent with it, because you don't know what video is going to click 6 months from now. And then if you had stopped, then nothing moving forward will have the chance to be discovered, So I think just, if you are feeling demotivated, reach out. I think having a support system, making it as easy as possible for you to create is essential in this process. One of the things I personally did on this channel was I moved my setup to be at my desk, because I used to do it back here on the couch. But I found it hard. Like it was, I don't really know what it was. I think it was maybe the setup, or it just felt too formal, where it just felt too stiff. And one day I was like, I'm just going to film at my desk, because like I love sitting here. This is where I do my work. And I wanted it to be more informal in terms of like, you're just sitting with me at my desk and we're doing this one-on-one. We're doing this one-on-one. And I have used that format ever since. And, I'm like 500 videos in, almost 4 years into this. And I'm still constantly playing around, tweaking, trying to find the thing that works for me. So it's the same thing with you. Like if you're feeling down, don't be so hard on yourself. It's just about changing things up. So don't quit, because that's the only guaranteed way. The only guaranteed way that this doesn't work. Everything else, you still leave the door open. You still create the opportunities. You still have that potential. So, not only should you try to optimize your process and your environment and everything to make it so that it's easy for you to stay consistent, but also, making sure that you are having a sense of support. I think talking to other creators, like, I hope that eventually this becomes a place where other YouTube creators can come chat and talk to each other and support each other, ask questions, get feedback, stuff like that. I think having a support system is like essential. It's just nice to know that you are not alone in this. There are other people who are going through what you're going through. There are other people who have experienced what, you need like insight on. Learn from other people's experience. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And there are plenty of Facebook groups, YouTube channels, Discord groups, what have you, of people who are on creative endeavors, whether that be YouTube, entrepreneurship, or something else. So I think just finding your tribe, finding your people, and making sure that you have, I'm lucky in that I'm married, not yet. But my fiance is a YouTube creator as well. So we commiserate. I mean, I don't think a day goes by where we don't talk about YouTube. So I'm lucky that there's someone in the house, but I think it's really important to find that support system somewhere to make sure that you're set up for success, right? So I think I'm going to keep today's pretty short, but if you're feeling down, don't worry. Hang in there. Just being discouraged, again, it's totally normal. It's totally normal. One thing that I did was I stopped checking my YouTube analytics as often as I used to. I used to check it like multiple times a day. Mind you, I was uploading multiple times a week. So I could get that data faster, but it just was, I felt like it was getting in the way of my creativity. So I just stopped looking at it. And this channel is a different story, but with my blog channel, I couldn't even tell you how many subscribers. Actually, I hit 9,300. So I can see like the zeros because when I check my YouTube analytics, I don't look at the subscriber numbers or views or anything. But I can obviously see when there's like a couple zeros in a row, and that makes me pay attention. So I hit 9,300, but yeah, usually I don't pay attention to that stuff because I want it to just purely be, what I'm truly excited about creating. And then I just check it on a more quarterly basis where I go in there and kind of examine, okay, what's working, what's not, what can we do moving forward to try to up the game. So that's it for today. And if you have any questions about YouTube and, all of this stuff, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover in the future. Again, if you are building your YouTube channel, hey, consider that if you're still here listening to this replay, go ahead and leave your YouTube channel link in the comments. And I'm happy to check out your channel, give you some feedback. If you have any specific questions, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. And I'm here to support you so that you can share your story that's worth sharing. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.